Not quite as good a fate as I would have liked, but anyway, welcome everyone to Court of the Rings here on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. I am Locharo's Community Manager, Cordovan, and I'll be with you for the next hour, hanging out, doing some news, doing some Q&A, and then I'll be heading into Azanulbizar Historical and beyond as we prepare for Gundabad here in the relatively near future. We also have a little bit of news that I can pass along, although this won't be a very news-heavy show, I don't think. Most of what we've been able to announce, we did recently announce. Or have announced as part of recent interviews and what have you. So, but we do have some odds and ends that I know that we can talk about. So welcome everybody. How's it going? Fancy background. Am I back in the office or did I upgrade? Nope. I was able to get a green screen going pretty well, actually. Right behind me, I've got some string going up there. And otherwise, I've just tried to work a little bit on lighting and what have you. So, still a little bit of work to do. But, yeah, you know, I want it to look as good as it can. Hello from Denmark. Nikolai over on YouTube. Nice to see you. And nice to see Amy and Corey and Aaron L. over on Facebook. Nice to see everyone there. Thank you. Yes, I can answer that question. Let's lead with a little bit of news. Pastor J asks on Twitch, when is Mines of Moria coming out on Shadowfax? The answer to that, let me double check my calendar to make sure that I'm staring at it as I say it. Yes, that'll be Wednesday, next Wednesday, September 1st. So, Mines of Moria will arrive on Shadowfax on September 1st. Yep, you know, Shadowfax is going to be moving quick. Moving quick. 2 months, right? And, no signs of stopping. So, yeah, that's going to be happening next week. That's actually probably the biggest bit of news for next week, although I do have one other bit of news that I can pass along, which is that we're looking ahead toward, you know, our first Brawler preview on Bullroar. That's something we've been working toward for a while now, and Brawler is coming together pretty well, so it looks like our first Brawler preview may happen not next week, but potentially the week after that. It's still pretty tentative, though, so I don't want to get people's hopes up and then dash them. But I did want to give you a heads up that it looks like not next week, but the week after, we may be doing our first Bullroar preview of the Brawler. So, pretty exciting news there, I'd say, as well. That is, however, just about the extent of the news I have. I would say this is the final weekend of the Farmers Fair, so make sure that you've got everything done that you want to get done, and the event runs through August 30th, so that is through Monday. It shuts off at 3 a.m. Eastern on the 31st, so you basically have through Monday night to get it done, assuming you're relative to Eastern time zone. Otherwise, it's whatever it is converted. Yep, so final weekend of Farmers Fair, Shadowfax hitting Moria September 1st, next week. And if you haven't caught up on some of the recent interviews that we recently did a Q&A from Reddit. Reninia did an interview, I know, with Andang, and we had other stuff too. Scenario did a stream, so we actually have been pretty busy in recent weeks, but this week has largely been heads down, getting to it, as it were. I myself have been writing a bunch of things that'll probably end up on the website as we get ready to launch Gundabad. We're working on a few articles, one about the Brawler, one about legendary items, one about kind of getting people updated on the story so far. You can kind of call it, if you want to use a corporate term, sort of a little bit of an onboarding page. A way that is like, well, yeah, I mean, I've been following it, but, you know, I mostly just kind of click through the thing. Hey, we understand. That's what this page is going to be about. So it'll just kind of get you ramped up story-wise and lore-wise as to kind of what's going on as we head to the big conclusion here. Make sure everyone's up to date on that. The only other bit of news I'd have is I would remind you, this is a bonus weekend. The Locher bonus days are giving you 10% Virtue XP. and that is through August 29th. So 10% Virtue XP through August 29th. I think that's basically the news I have. I don't think I've got anything else that I can really talk about. So I guess let's head in game and see what we can do there. So give me a quick second to sort of update my... Okay, halfway there. What happened to my game client? Up here! No. Why are you not up here? Okay, let's try that again. There we are. Work. The sound effects are required, by the way. You have to do them if you want it to work. Alright, here we go. Hope your Friday's a good one. Heading into a weekend, and then the following weekend's a long weekend, right? For a lot of people. So Lobo, I understand a comment I had made on the stream, maybe kind of tweaked moderation issue involving a certain user that you want to know about, but I can't speak to that kind of thing live on the air. And I wouldn't say it privately either, so I can't comment on moderation, especially if it involves other people. But, so I'm sorry I can't really comment further on your question about a certain user who may or may not be banned. So the reality is, you know, it's fairly easy to make a new game account. So, you know, that will always be an ongoing concern for the truly dedicated, as it were. All right. Can we have more of a warning before updates to the legendary servers in the future? Well, so I would say this is pretty good. I don't know. I mean, how much time do you really need if you're already on a compressed 2-month schedule? We're going to be pretty close to 2 months, so just stick to it. We mean it. And the expectation is it'll be pretty close to 2 months on the dot, or at least as close to that as is reasonable in terms of the rollout on Shadowfax. So if you do want to kind of do the work and then do prep work right beforehand or what have you, you can largely rely, at least that's the intention. We'll see. This is, what, the first time we've done it, but that's the intention. Is we're going to be pretty rock solid on that, so. The next max will be level 60, correct? Have you missed any updates to transfers from the closed game worlds? No. I know that work is in the works, and as soon as I know more, I will let you know. We are hopefully getting to a point where we'll be able to re-enable them, but it's still going to be a little while. Is Treebeard 6 months? What did we say? I don't think it was 6, right? Was it 6? What did we say on Treebeard? I have to re-look it up. Which you can too, over at lotro.com Legendary. I can't remember if we said 4 or 6. About every 5 to 6 months. So yeah, about every 5 to 6 months. I'd say 6 is a pretty good guess. That seems to be what is working out, but we'll kind of see how it goes. Someone has noticed the quad pack has been removed from Steam. Will the Trove be on Steam? My understanding is yes. There is we are working on some of the packages that'll be available on Steam. And I don't know the specific details of that, but I would expect that we would see some stuff news in that regard in the relatively near future. Are we still working on bringing back giftable Ultra Points? The answer to that is yes, but we have nothing to announce in terms of a timetable for it. Let's see. Let me head over to YouTube quick. Is there any news on when the next bull roar will begin? Yes, potentially. Potentially. It's a pretty tentative plan at this point. Anything but rock solid, but not next week, but the week after. It is our intention. We have a tentative plan to do our first We have a tentative plan to do our first brawler preview that week. I had to say it eventually. I guess it was now. Yeah, our first brawler preview. That would be potentially something like September 7th-ish. We'll see. Over on Facebook. I don't know about the Brazilian currency question. I'm sorry. I have nothing to announce in terms of a timetable for when pre-release or other info will be available for Gundabad. We're getting there, but it's too early yet. Hello from Kansas. Hello. There seems to be a delay in answers from GMs on tickets. This one from Dieter over on Facebook. We are aware of that. Is there any news to share? Yes. We have done some hiring of late, and so some people are being brought into the company to help address that issue. And so hopefully in the relatively near future, you know, people do need to get trained up and things. We'll have forward progress on the current time it takes to address some CS issues. Too early to say what the level in cap increase will be with Gundabad. Too early to say. I can't break that news. Not today. Sorry. We are, yes, Cynthia, continuing to work on game performance. Some of that work both involves looking into existing stuff. Some of it involves making sure, as we're doing future changes to legendary items and other systems, that we see what we can do to improve their footprint in some cases. Will Brawler and the new legendary items be released on Treebeard at the same time, before or after the other servers? It'll be the same time as other servers if... Treebeard. That is a question I don't know. That is a question I don't know. I could say that Brawler will be available on the Legendary Worlds as soon as Brawler is available, right? Because you can start a Brawler at level 1. Will we have access to the new legendary items on Treebeard by then? That I don't know. I don't know. Good question, though. Hopefully I can get you an answer. I'm gonna say maybe not. Because Treebeard's not getting an update for a little while yet. What will the level cap increase not be with Gundabad? It will not be level 120. What is September 7th-ish? It's a tentative date for our first Brawler preview. We'll see where we land, but we have a tentative plan to do that. So not next week, but the week after. Alright. Let me actually head in game, so you're not just staring at this for a while. Let me make sure I'm called up. Alright, there we go.
I heard you followed Prince Durin in his quest. Was that not so?
Oh. Target him. There we go. I may also need to double check my music. I'm not hearing much in the way of music audio. I'm assuming you're not either. Let me double check that real quick. What happened to my audio? Oh, that's why. Oh, I think it's because last time I was streaming, I was in the festival where there was player music going on, and I didn't want to stomp on that. So that's why that
Wherever
is.
Prince Durin's quest might lead you. I hope you take care of yourself, my friend.
A missive from King Thorin? I do hope this isn't about the cave claws again. Last time was an accident, I swear it. Let me see what all this is about.
Looks over the missive from King Thorin. She lets out what seems to be a sigh of relief. Well, that wasn't what I expected. I am Herseg, and I tend to... Akrazahar. On behalf of the Karumubnar? Karumubnar? King Thorin wants to, introduce me, Stampion, to the works of my grandfather, Herneath Stormhammer. He kept a detailed account of his experiences in the Six War of the Dwarves and Orcs, specifically the Battle of Azanulbizar. In fact, a collection of the volumes are right over here. No use studying the battle without hearing the beginning of the tale. King Thorin has given me a task of my own, but since I have a little time, I'd be honored to read it to you. What do you say? Alright. Let's learn of the tale.
To hear the tale of Nar. When you are ready, I will begin. Although he has at
Everyone
last
seeing,
found
hearing
comfort
everything
amongst
okay?
Durin's folk at the Lonely Mountain, the dwarf Nar has been witness to much hardship and tragedy throughout his long life. Long after the realm of Grark had fallen to the cold drake Vetug, and 20 years after the Lonely Mountain fell to Smaug, King Thror and his folk came to dwell in a coombe near the wilds of Gunland. Long after the realm of Grark had fallen to the cold drake Vetug, and 20 years after the Lonely Mountain fell to Smaug, King Thror and his folk came to dwell in a coombe near the wilds of Gunland. Yet, in his heart, Thror desired one
He
last
gave him
quest, though he would not say
his
where he
ring,
meant
the
to
last
go.
of the 7 that had been given to the dwarf kings. He said to Thran, "Riches may yet spring anew from this bauble, my son, or perhaps not." He did not say where he meant to go, and Thran did not ask, but wished him fortune in his quest.
All in Zudragund bade farewell to Thror, though they knew naught of his quest. Yet, to the surprise of his kin, Thror did not set off on his journey alone. With him, he took a single...
Shoot. Unfortunately, I lost audio because I,
That is where our tale begins.
popped over to one of the chat screens to prioritize it.
Thror and Nar went north. In old Eregion, Thor insisted against the West Gate, and
Sorry about that. I will have to... There's actually a prioritization setting I can set here in a second. I had to take care of something quick.
Yet there, beyond the brambles and brush, lay Thror's prize, the lost kingdom of Khazad-dûm.
Will the next Bull Roar preview include the LI work? Can I give us a tentative date for that as well? I don't think the first Bull Roar preview will include LI work. If some LI work ends up being slipped in there, which does seem definitely possible that could happen, it would not be really in a testable state, I don't think. So even if, you know, some LI work kind of creeps into the Bull Roar build that we would do for Brawler, it won't be a function of that preview. But, yes, there will be an opportunity to preview legendary items, absolutely for sure.
Before them, the east gate yawned open, as if to beckon the two of them forth. But the journey had been long. In need of respite, Nar urged Thror to take rest. Although Thror had set his mind on entering Khazad-dûm, he relented. And so, Nar toiled to set a small encampment at Azanulbizar. Nar built a fire and prepared what meager meal he could, but when the supper was ended, Thror stood at once.
It is time, Nar. I have lived long enough in exile. You have proven your loyalty, my friend, and I ask only that you await my return. Do not fear, dear Nar. I go to honor our forefathers.
Take heed, my friend. An ill wind blows in this vale.
But Thror cared not. Axe in hand, he went in, as proud as any dwarf ever crossed the doorstep of Khazad-dûm. For many days, Nar hid among the trees outside the gates, lonely and troubled. And so, Nar waited. And waited. And waited. And waited. And waited until he thought he could bear it no longer. As another day of waiting drew to an end, Nar slipped into dreams. In his mind, Nar beheld Thror standing triumphantly before the east gate. Behind him, a chorus of hammers and song echoed from the halls of Khazad-dûm. Such a joyous end to the quest Nar could have hardly imagined. But it would not be so. When Nar awoke, his clothing was cold and heavy with rain. Breaking the silence, a distant voice shouted in the Orcish town. A horn blared, harsh and ugly, out of Moria. And from the east gate came a sickening thud, echoing through Azanulbizar. Fear for Thror seized Nar's heart, yet loyal as ever and heedless of all peril, Nar drew his sword. Abandoning his hiding spot, he rushed up the steps to the east gate.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was muted there. Because it was a long time without talking, I just muted and I just forgot to unmute it. Sorry. Sorry. I don't know what I was going to say. Nothing important.
Nar stopped at once.
Oh, I was reading the audio. Or reading the text. That's what I was doing.
Out of the darkness had flown a body, its wings all a-tangle. And nearby, a head lay before the gates of Khazad-dûm. Nar had known the truth at once, but wished not to believe it. It was Thror. And then, out of the darkest shadows of Moria, came a voice.
We know you're there, Bidley. We've been watching you.
Me?
But never fear. We won't take your hit today. No, you'll make a fine messenger yet. Well, come on then. You see what we do to beggars and vagabonds who barge through these doors? He got what he had coming. The old thief trying to filch what's ours. You're not bringing old reeking whiskers around these parts again. And this is what you'll get. You tell them that. Tell them all. And when his family asks who killed him and who's king here, that will be your answer. Go on, have have a look. It's right there on his face. There, I wrote it. You can read, can't you?
Oh. That's pretty hardcore.
Nar knelt to inspect Thror's head, and upon it was carved the name Azul.
Oh.
That's right. I'm the master of this house.
Got pretty hardcore in this one here, didn't we? Yeah.
Leave it be, Beggarbeard. That's mine now. Yeah, some coin for your troubles. It's the least we can do, eh, boys? Now, off with you.
And so, Nar fled weeping from Azad-dûr. For many months, Nar wandered in the wilderness, racked with sorrow. The sight of his king's defilement branded in his heart.
So for many months, Nar wandered in the wilderness, racked with sorrow, the sight of his king's defilement branded in his heart. He ended up finding his way north to the high pass across the misty mountains, then made his way back to Thror's Coombe. By the time he entered Zudrugund, the guards scarcely recognized him, so haggard and wild he had grown. Nar was never well again. And that is about the doom of Thror, Stampion.
As for Nar, there is far more to be said of his tale.
He spoke to Thran about his tale, spoke the name of Azog, which all Longbeards have held with hatred ever since. All Thror's courtyard wept at the tidings and tore their beards, etc. Breaking the silence, Thorin said, "You are king now, father. What is your will?" All around the court, hands went to sword hilt, axe handle, etc. Thran sat quiet, did not move. 7 days he remained thus, saying no word. Then as a storm long gathering that breaks upon the mountainside, he arose, eyes ablaze, and cried, "This cannot be borne." From Thran's yearning for vengeance arose the Sixth War of Dwarves and Orcs, simply called the War of the Dwarves and Orcs in our memory. But that is another tale. So this is ultimately the cause of the Sixth War of Dwarves and Orcs.
Let us hope
One
that
of them,
Nar has
anyway.
found some measure of happiness again, even at so old an age. It is the very least he deserves.
Nar did make many friends in the Lonely Mountain. When he feels well enough to visit us here, I have heard his laugh and seen the light in his eye when he smiles. Perhaps his addlement has been something of a mercy, some small kindness bestowed upon him by the first crafter. Okay. And it's time to go to Tales of Yore, Azanulbizar, but this seemed like an appropriate place real quick. I did see a question in chat. What is the estimated release date for legendary items, the updated versions of them? So what we're going to be doing is a lot of that will come with Gundabad, and then work will continue long term for a while here on this replacement. But you can expect to see the first big sort of workload take place with Gundabad. So that's the estimated date of release. For real, my friend, what is the UI setup you have going on? Can I get the file for myself? I'm sorry, I hope it may not be, it probably offends some people. It works for me. I like to have my icons off down to the right. I know. This is a custom job. This was me going in with, what is it? Control-Alt. Is it again? How do I do that? Alt? No, Control-Alt. Yeah, Control-Alt \. And then I just sort of made it all work. So my UI is sort of a mess. But it works for me. And only me. But it works for me. So there we are. Golden Grade GG asks, do I think there will ever be a chance for female dwarves? That would specifically, I believe you're asking about the ability of players to play more female-presenting dwarves. And I think the answer to that is yes. I think that will happen. I think it should happen. And I think it will happen. Fellowship maneuvers are not getting any updates I've heard of, sorry. Will the new expansion have, you were saying, 3 different bundles to buy in the Lotra market? Odds are very good that that will be the case. That's typically what we've been doing, is offer 3 different bundles, and I haven't heard of plans to derivate from that. Alright, I think we're up to date, so I'm going to head into the Tales of Yore Azanulbizar. I've already been in there a little bit. I've got some stuff to do. Oh, somewhere I've got a Wolf Pelts quest that I must have gotten kicked off my quest list. Either way, I'm collecting Wolf Pelts. Among other things, in Azanulbizar. I have to say, though, this is kind of a tough area for me. I know I'm not that great, but hopefully I don't die too much. So I need to get to the point that... Do I have names off or on? Okay, now they're on. So I need to get to the point that Dan here, I think, will speak to me, right? Because I'm not seeing... Like, I see a quest ring, but I don't actually see a quest. So I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. Wrong there, exactly. but no one's speaking to me anyway. And my understanding is I need to do some of this landscape stuff anyway, so that's largely what I'm doing. I am going to make my way over to Akrad-Zarak, and over by Zurek Zahar. And let me actually get a couple quests up, I believe. Where were they now? Okay, that one's up. Yeah, okay. Maybe that is what I got. Anyway. First thing is to try to kill some wargs. And not pull too much aggro, because I have learned the hard way that pulling too much aggro out here can be pretty dangerous. Oh yeah, right. I just took a fall last time, but it seems dangerous. So let me not do that this time. Who named September 7th? Was it me? Yeah. Again, though, remember, every time I've been saying this, I've been trying to make sure I say tentative. The reason for that is it's tentative. And, so, you know, tentative. But yeah, but tentative. Alright. I'm just saying, come on, man. Don't hold me to it too bad. But that's the thinking anyway. Let's see. How do I get down here? Clearly I just went the wrong way. Can I take a tumble? You know I'm just gonna take a tumble. Let's just do that. That's how I roll. Probably won't even break my leg. Mark. Oh, just wanted to make sure it wasn't an idle interpretation. Yeah, yeah. No, that's the plan is, you know, the plan is, I would say, more roughly, the week after next. So whether that means formally, that Tuesday, that is the Tuesday we're all going to be rolling back from the extended weekend. So theoretically, maybe it'd be Wednesday, you know, hard to say. But likely, answer is yeah, we should hopefully be able to get that first Bulver preview out that Tuesday. So we'll see. We'll see. We're getting there though, right? I mean, you know, how much time do we really got? So. Alright. I did it. I didn't die. Having Virtue XP items stack sure would be an inventory space saver, wouldn't it? I think there might be some concern that would need to be addressed related to, well, how much hoarding would that cause, and what kind of byproduct might that have? So I think you'd want to consider it perhaps a little more carefully before doing something like that. But, Yeah. But, you know, it's not to say it couldn't happen. It was just saying that you probably want to... I wouldn't want to flippantly say, oh yeah, we could totally do that, without really having a wider discussion on it. So. But, oh yeah, we could totally do that! No, I have no idea. I don't think we would, though. I'm sorry. Yeah, didn't I? Astro? Oh, okay, it's the other two. Never mind. Let's see a Sulthrug on the list. But I don't think I'm gonna have a choice. Alright. What are we doing on time? We've got about 10 minutes left. Alright. Should be fine. I'm just kind of chill and do things as we are. I will say I had a pretty good time in game yesterday. I was able to get the final rapper quest done for the Farmers Fair. I set myself to it and did all 15 days of the event, and got some nice sweet housing stuff, and got my queue down pretty good. I also was able to spread it out a bit because I wanted to do all of the restocking the market quests this year, just get them all done, and so I was able to do that, and that was pretty cool. On Stampian here, mostly I've just been doing Farmers Fair this past week. This is the final weekend for it. Just a quick reminder for those who need it. This is your final weekend for the Farmers Fair, so good opportunity to get that stuff done. Got 10% Virtue XP going on as well through the weekend. That's the aid. No, I need to go up by here, right? Go up in there? Yeah. Calling the back. Okay, so I am... Alright. Well, let me go back a little bit then. My favorite Farmer's Fair quest. Great. I think because of who I am and because of how dumb I am, I think the actual answer to that question, is cooling them off. I think that's the answer. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I think that's the answer, but I think that's the answer. See, we've done that one. That's the guy I already beat, right? So, oh, the coin is up here. But there's something back there, right? No? Okay. Then where? How in the world would I get to that? Might be something there. Okay, well, let's do this again. I know that some people don't like it particularly. I know it's a little bit of a maybe not a fan favorite, as it were, but I also don't mind the egg hunt on Sanson's farm for a couple of reasons. One of which is that you can reclaim those eggs for Farmers Fair tokens. It's a pretty good way to farm Farmers Fair tokens. But I don't know. I've always kind of enjoyed it myself, so I guess, because I know that's not a real popular choice. I think some people really dislike that one. But I happen to kind of like it. I think it's pretty good. I know that it can be sort of luck of the draw, and you know, let's be real, several of the Farmers Fair quests are luck of the draw. Because, you know, it's like some of the racing ones and all that too, right? So, well, that's just sort of how it rolls. Oh my gosh, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. Oh, no, no. Ah. Gosh darn it. I don't know what the drop rate on the golden egg is. I can tell you I didn't see one this year. Alright, let's give this another shot, huh? Alright. Much better. Much better. Yay. Oh, there is a cave in here. Okay. Oh, wait a second. Where it came from there? Good night. Lots of orgs in here. Okay, this is going to be that culling the pack then. Oops. Heal up a second. Is the keg race really pure randomness, or is there a trick you don't see? My belief, having earned that title several years ago, I guess it was now, what, 3-4 years ago? It was pretty early on, actually, in our SSG days. I went and earned that title from that one. And having earned the title, I can attest that were I in a court of law being asked how it was determined, I would say it is pure random luck. Perhaps I'm wrong, but that's my belief. Oops. There we are. A little missing scout. Good timing, too. I think that's going to bring us about to 1 o'clock here, so should be a decent enough place to wrap it up for the moment. I'll probably keep doing some of this during the week here this week and find a different place to launch from, as it were, for next Friday's stream. But I would point out that I do want to thank you for watching the show. Also remind you that we do have a full schedule over on twitch.tv/LotroStream, and you can find that schedule over there. Streaming all week long, and it's great to see some of that sort of thing. I know this weekend's going to have a bunch of concerts. We've got the Lotro Beacon coming out today, and so I saw 2 big concerts. Some good stuff overall, I think, happening this weekend in-game and elsewhere. So, hope you're having a good one. Hope you have good weekend plans. All right. Oh! Oh, that's a fitting enough place, isn't it? All right. There we are. So, out of water here, too. All right. Well, thanks, everyone, for being here, and I will see you next week. Have fun.